crafting friends, and welcome to episode 5 of the Thistle podcast. My name is Kate. I am coming to you today from the east coast of Australia where I live, and currently I'm trying to stick as many different crafts into each and every day as I possibly can. So this podcast is about all the projects that I am working on, which are predominantly knitting projects, but there are some other things thrown in as well. You can find me on Instagram as Thistle Fiber Arts, and we also have a Ravelry group for this podcast. So if you would like to join that, come and introduce yourself. You can find that by going into Ravelry, going to the groups tab, and then searching Thistle podcast. I would love to hear from you. Sorry if I'm a little giggly or a little frantic. This is about the 10th time I have attempted to start this podcast today. I recorded half of it and then realized that I hadn't hit the record. Oh no, I'd hit the record button twice. So it started recording and then stopped like half a second later. And so I was just sitting here talking to myself and not recording anything. I started again and hello! Okay, interruptions. Like I said, it's a really busy day around here today. The dryer is broken, the oven is broken. There are people here giving me quotes on fixing them. People keep knocking at the door and my camera doesn't want to work. It's just one of those days. So I am going to push on, and thank goodness for tea. This is my second cup since I started recording, and it is now lukewarm. So it's very boring tea. It is English breakfast, Twinings English breakfast with a little bit of milk, which is how I drink my tea always. But how cute is this mug? It's like reflective and gold, and it makes me happy. So we can do this. Let's get into the crafty content. So after a quick costume change, I'm back. I actually recorded quite a few attempts at this entirely in this outfit, but it is getting really warm here today, and I'm wearing my Sibella Pullover, so it is 100% wool and rather warm. So I'll put it on while I'm talking about it, and then I'll, costume change back into another shirt that doesn't make me boil. Yeah, I finished my Sibella Pullover. This is my first finished adult garment, and I'm really excited about it. I knit it out of Quince & Co. Chickadee in the Ordwin colorway. So these are 50-gram balls with 166 meters or 181 yards. So it's a sport weight, 100% American wool. It is awesome. I loved working with it. I knit the ribbing on a 2.75 millimeter needle, and the body of the jumper on 3.25 millimeter higher, not sharp, just regular higher circular needles. And it was a pleasure to work on. Last time you saw it, it was like a body tube and then 2 arm tubes, and joined it up, and it finally looks like a garment, which is so exciting. It has this beautiful lace pattern, which, the stitch definition in Quince & Co., it just came up beautifully. So I will attempt to show you back in the front. So it has 2x2 ribbing down the bottom, on the bottom of the cuffs, and around the neckline. I used a tubular cast on, which was the first time I'd ever done a tubular cast on. I really like the way it looks. It was not too fiddly actually, which was nice. The pattern is beautifully written. It's by CARRIE, BOSTICK, HOGE, and it is out of her Matter anthology book 1. There is a cardigan version of this if you are interested. There is also a shawl that works in this lace pattern, also in the same Sibella family. Like I said, I really enjoyed knitting it. I really like the way it's turned out. I did make a couple of adjustments. I'm not sure if you noticed, it kind of comes down a little, I'm not sure if I'm tall enough, a little lower at the back. So, sorry. Yeah, that's just a silhouette that I prefer. I don't like it when jumpers ride up and you get that little band when you're bending over and things of just skin, or, you know, less coverage and you get all cold, and, or, you know, your undies hang out, which is just a delightful look. Yeah, so I lengthened the back. I also lengthened the overall body by 2 inches just because I do like my clothes to sit a little lower. Personal choice, it's just a silhouette I prefer. And I made the sleeves full length. They are meant to be 3/4. I wish I took in just a couple more stitches. There's just a slight bulge after the ribbing. I mean, those are creases from, it's literally just come off the blocking mats this morning. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I also added, it only called for a 1/4 inch of ribbing around the neckline. I did a 1/2 inch of ribbing, and I also did more decreases to make the neckline come in more because it was sitting quite far out and the boat was just a little, the boat neck was a little too wide for my liking. So I did decreases of 4 stitches here, 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 and here, so 16 in total. And it was pure guesstimation, and it turned out really nicely. I did do the neckline as originally proposed in the pattern, and then pulled back just those couple of rows and adjusted it for how I liked it. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. I hope to get a lot of wear out of it. Unfortunately, it's going into summer here, so we'll see. But I really enjoyed knitting it. I can't wait to make another jumper or pullover. Yeah, they just make me really happy. And we are back to outfit number 1. And on to finished object number 2. So, these were basically finished last time I podcast. There was one whole sock, and the second sock was missing one toe. Just one. And I had lost the tiny little ball to finish off the toe on the second sock, but I found it. These are from my dad. They're his Father's Day present. They're knit in the wool barn. In the body of the sock is in strong sock in the graphite color. It is a 75-25 superwash wool nylon blend, and then the heels, toes, and cuffs are in the tweed sock, also from the wool barn, in the coastal colorway. I knit them on 2mm needles, circular. I do all my socks magic loop. They are just plain vanilla socks. I cast on, I did write it down, it's either 74 or 78 stitches. And then I did a fish lips kiss heel. And then I don't actually know what this toe is called because I make it up. It's a toe. But yeah, I'm really happy with how they turned out. My dad's really happy with how they turned out. They are washed, blocked, ends woven in. They are ready to go to him. And yeah, I'm super happy with them. So those are my Father's Day socks. Here is the tag for the wool barn. They make the most beautiful wools. I really love the tonal aesthetic of their brand. I love basically everything that comes out of there. I really want to knit a cardigan or a pullover, or you know, some kind of large garment I can wear on my body in the tweed sock. It's really beautiful. So I'll daydream about that a little longer. I've got a couple of projects lined up, but I definitely want to make one of those. It's a beautiful wool. So next up, I would like to talk about a pair of mittens that I cast on this week. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that I was tossing up between placement of colors. I have two colors that I've chosen, and I didn't know which would be the main color and which would be the contrast color. So I started one, and then I started the second with the colors inverted. But both mittens are currently living in my awesome blue Fringe Supply Co. field bag, which I love. Love, love, love. So here, what shall I show you first? Here was color combination 1. So the blue is Madeline Tosh Merino in the Morning Dove color, and then the contrasting color in here is Electric Rainbow. There's not enough contrast in this combination for my liking, so they're a color work mitten designed by Ani and Carlos out of this pattern book. And this is the original mitten, and I thought it would look really cool in these two colors that I had from Madeline Tosh, but I think I was wrong, but that's okay. I'll show you the other one. This one I've already done all the increases for the thumb and taken off the thumb stitches and whatnot, but this is the inverted color option with the Electric Rainbow as the main color and then the Morning Dove as the blue diamonds. I don't like this one either. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that the wool is so beautiful. I love working with it. It's so squishy. It's a DK weight singles wool, and it is just beautiful. So I adore the wool. I don't think this is the project they're going to stay in. Unfortunately, this will more than likely be frogged very soon. But yeah, I don't like either color combination. There's not enough contrast. I thought there was. If you look at the balls themselves, I thought there would be more contrast when they were worked up, but this is very tonal, on a very similar tonal range as this one. So this is Electric Rainbow and this is Morning Dove. They're gorgeous, and they will be something, and they will be friends. Maybe something like super squishy brioche. You know what I mean. Either way, they're destined to be friends, but I don't think they're destined to be these mittens. I do want to pair up those mittens though, so I will find other wool and give it a go. I was planning on entering those mittens into Katie from Inside23. She has a beautiful podcast. She is an amazing knitter, sewer, and beautiful soul. If you have not seen her podcast, go and check her out. Spend some time with her. She will brighten your day 100%. And the things she works on are lovely. But she is hosting a colorwork knit along, which is starting on the 1st of October and running through till the 1st of December. So check out the details for that over on her Ravelry group, and definitely watch her podcast if you haven't already. But I don't think those mittens will be entered into that knit along because they're going to get frogged. But that's okay. That's okay. This is why we experiment with these things. Next, I wanted to talk about another cast on that I cast this on last night or yesterday afternoon. It is a Nouri sweater. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it is, the pattern is by Carol Feller, I think. I will make the magic happen, and hopefully I got her name right. It's beautiful. It's from an issue of Pom Pom. Insert here. Which issue it was, and it's the cover pattern. And 2 seconds. Okay, here you go. So it's this pattern with this beautiful eyelet detailing, super simple, really lovely. And I messed with it a little bit and didn't mess with it well enough. So I got gauge, and I love the fabric. This is, isn't it beautiful? So pretty. So these are some of the eyelet details. It's knit from the bottom up. It's one of my stitch markers, or yeah, beautiful little stone. I made that while I was living in Tahoe. I think the stone was local to the area. I can't remember. I got it from a local store, but yeah, they're some of my, they were actually the first stitch markers that I ever made, and they're some of my favorite. So yeah, this is, the fabric is lovely. The drape is beautiful. The wool I'm using is Madeline Tosh. In my favorite color, apparently. So this is also in the Morning Dove color. This is Madeline Tosh Silk Merino. So it's 50% silk, 50% superwash merino. It's a DK weight, and it's 250 yards per 100 grams. Like I said, in the Morning Dove color, which is the same as the mitten, one of my mitten colors. I adore this. It is beautiful. As I'm knitting on it, I'm realizing that it's eating more wool than I had anticipated, and I'm definitely going to run out of wool. I have 5 skeins, and I think I'll need 6.5, 7 to finish this project. Unfortunately, Morning Dove was, so the color, this color was discontinued in this line. So I bought this on sale because it was discontinued, so I can't get any more. So even though I want to wear this garment so much, I think it would just be beautiful, and I would wear it to death and love it with all of my heart. I think this too is getting frogged. So much knitting getting frogged this week, but that's okay. I will definitely knit the pattern, but I will purchase different wool, and I will find a home for this beautiful silk merino Morning Dove color, because it is beautiful. But unfortunately it is not going to be a Nouri sweater, which breaks my heart. I'm still running options in my head whether or not I just get a different color and from here up have it a different color. I don't want stripes. I know that much. No, I don't. Yeah, I want this garment. So I will purchase more wool, frog this, and make this as the pattern reads. Yeah, because I need it. It's beautiful. It's easy pattern to understand. I really like the chart's very clear. There's also written instructions, so I definitely want to knit it, but it's not going to be out of this wool, unfortunately. So that's okay. So I got 2 finished objects and 2 objects that are going to be frogged this week. I'm doing well, aren't I? So the little picture that just popped up is going to be a Christmas present for my little brother. He is a huge fan of Calvin and Hobbes, and I stumbled across this this pattern on Clouds Factory on their website, and I couldn't resist starting it. I am not far into it at all. If you can tell, can you see? It's part of a tiger face. I promise. Yeah, so I'm just making this little cross stitch for my brother for Christmas. Hopefully he likes it. I'm knitting it on this gorgeous neutral linen. So hopefully I'll have some more progress to share with you next time. But I just started it. It's really sweet. It's really easy, really basic, which is good because I haven't done a cross stitch in a very, very long time. Yeah, probably over 10 years since I've worked on a cross stitch. So hopefully that turns out well. I'm sure he'll like it. I attempt to make as many handmade Christmas presents as possible, and Christmas is going to be here before we know it. So I'm getting a jump on it, and hopefully that will be done quite soon. It's not too large, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited about that one. Also not fiber related, but crafting related, I went to the local quilt show for my area. Last week my mom and I went, and it was beautiful. Yeah, the quilts were spectacular. I've never made a quilt before. I have started doing some paper piecing, which I'll show you in a second. But I was definitely inspired. I want a full-size quilt. I met the owner of a local quilting store. It's about a 40-minute drive from my house. She recently purchased it and is running what look like lovely classes, so I really want to check one of them out. And she was very kind and basically said to me, you know, if I needed any help, just to stop by, and there were generally people floating around who would help me out as a beginner, and she was very kind. So I purchased this pattern from her, and I have no idea when I'm going to make it, but isn't it awesome? It is Fancy Forest. It is still in the plastic, that is why it is slightly shiny, but it is this rainbow of forest critters, and I'm so excited. There is also an option for a small quilt with just a sample of them, but I want this. It's gorgeous, and I like the colors. I think I'm gonna make it, but it will take a while, and I hope it's not too difficult. But I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm very happy to ask for help. So yeah. So like I said, I have been working on a little hexagon paper piecing project. I don't know what it's going to be. I picked some fabrics that I liked. I googled how to do it, and I started basically. So I picked kind of orange, black, white. Sorry, not orange, kind of a mustard color. But yeah, so I think they go nicely together. I'm basically just making a fabric. It might be a cushion. I might turn it into a project bag. I think this would look really cool as a project bag. But basically, I'm making a fabric at the moment. I have a little pile of hexies that I have done up. I have an even larger pile that I've cut up, and I have no plan. I'm just playing, basically. So I am piecing them. I don't know if you can see. They're teeny tiny little stitches. I'm piecing them by hand, which is very therapeutic, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I have, since I did this, I have bought a Craftsy class on paper piecing, which I haven't watched yet. I will let you know how it goes, but I thought, I'm enjoying this, I would like to know how to be more efficient and better at it, so I purchased a class in the hope of getting some tips out of it. I don't think I'm doing a terrible job on my own, but you know, I love learning things, and I might be doing something that just could have a very simple fix and would make life easier. Not that this is difficult, but yeah, so this is the beginning of my piece of hexagon fabric that I'm creating. But oh my goodness, isn't this tin adorable? It's so cute. So I've just got like my thread and some you know, I'm not tacking the paper pieces onto the fabric. I'm using a little glue stick, so I've got that in there, and just my needles and stuff. But sorry, loud. But yeah, it's very cute. So yeah, that's another thing that I've just decided to try, and it's really fun. I want to make a larger quilt, and I'm going to pull out my sewing machine and set that up, and probably do the larger one by machine, but I am enjoying working by hand currently, so I will keep you posted on how my quilting progress goes. So lastly, I am planning on making a chock sweater. So this pattern is by ANDI SATTERLUND, and it's beautiful. I cannot wait to have this garment. I have been stalking the projects page over on Ravelry, and yeah, I'm so excited. So I ordered some wool. I ordered some Malabrigo Rios. This is in their color black, which is 195, the color. And so it's pure merino superwash, and it's 210 yards per 100 grams. I have heard a lot of people say that knitting with black wool, especially with cable work, is difficult, cable and lace, because it's difficult to read your work and where you're up to. I've never knit with black wool before. I hope it turns out okay, but I wear predominantly black, white, and grey, and with, you know, hints of blue, but I really want this in black, so I say I wear predominantly black, white, and grey, and here I've got blue and burgundy on, but I want this to be something that I can wear a whole bunch. This is so soft and squishy. I'm so excited to wear it. And so basically, I hope I don't hate it. This is the color I wanted it in, so I jumped in, I bought it, and I will keep you posted. But I'm super excited to cast this on. Seeing as my Nouri sweater is getting frogged, this has got bumped up to the top of the list, so I will be casting this on hopefully this evening. I have a very busy rest of the day, so I'll see how long editing this takes, but hopefully by the next time you see me, I will have made a fairly decent dent on it. It is a a light worsted weight yarn, so hopefully it'll work up quite quickly, but I'm very excited. I've heard great things about the pattern for the Chuck sweater, so I'm excited to own one and to make one. So that is all the crafty content that I have to talk to you about today. I am going on a trip in 3 days, 2 days. It was meant to be 5 days, but it has been moved up because we are adding a stop to our holiday. I'm going with my boyfriend. We are driving down the east coast of Australia, down to Melbourne, which is on the southern border of the mainland of Australia. Then we are catching a ferry over to Tasmania, which is the island state at the bottom of Australia. And I'm really, really excited. We are predominantly camping on this trip, but there is some unbelievable natural sights that I'm really excited to see. We've got some hikes planned. I'm doing a 2-day cheese making course in Tasmania, which I'm really excited about. There is a beautiful art gallery down there. I'm going to plan my trip through Ravelry as well. They have this lovely feature that you can put in your start and your destination, and it'll show you all the yarn shops on the way down or up or around or wherever. So I'm sure there will be some wool stores that I stop at as well, but I'm really excited for that trip. However, what that will mean for this podcast is I may not be able to podcast until I get back. I will record snippets of things along the way, and I would love to be able to produce an episode while I am away, because the trip will take 3.5 weeks, so almost a month all up. And I would love to show you more of Australia, so I will definitely be taking footage as I go, but there is a possibility it will be a month until my next episode. Fingers crossed I find a decent internet connection and I have the time and I can share with you my trip. I have lots of knitting planned. It is a road trip. I get lots of knitting in. I'm really excited. So hopefully I can share that with you, but we'll see how it goes. Sometimes life doesn't go as planned, but that's all right. So that's pretty much all I have to talk to you about today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I know there are a lot of podcasts out there for you to choose from, so thank you for sticking around till the end of mine. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you would like to see more, definitely hit subscribe. I've got over 100 subscribers. It's so cool. So I was thinking maybe when I hit 150, I might do a giveaway or something, just to say thank you for being my podcasting buddies. It's such a cool community that we are a part of. So thank you for spending time with me. Like I said, my name is Kate. You can find me on Instagram as Milk Thistle Fiber Arts, and we have a Ravelry group, which is Milk Thistle Podcast. So head over there, get in contact, have a fantastic weekend. There's a long weekend coming up here in Australia. So if you are in Australia, enjoy your long weekend. If you're not, enjoy your weekend anyway. I hope it is full of craft and laughter and fun and colour and happiness and all the good things. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.